What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be about books on the Holy Trinity and metaphysics. So we're going to be learning where to find introduction works and stuff like that from the best traditions. Okay, so first and foremost, I obviously want to begin with the most recommended book in the Catholic faith, the Catechism. Okay, so the Catechism has a general view of the Trinity and many other things amongst the faith. Okay, but since this video is about the Trinity and more about understanding it, this book should be your first thing to open to read about the Trinity. Okay, so I do recommend this one very, very highly, as many I mean, that's exactly what the Catechism was formed to be, a a teaching of the official faith. So and obviously the Trinity is the number one thing why we're Christians, right? So with this being said, open this up and read it, right? It has really good works on it, and it has things compatible with obviously the schools of thought that are permissible in the Catholic Church, such as Thomism, Scotism, Swearism, and whatever else we have. But anyways, yeah, so this book is obviously number one. If you thought I was gonna say something else, you're wrong. This is number one. Read this one. Okay, now we're gonna get into more difficult things, which I'll be breaking down. Obviously, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with St. Thomas Aquinas, but St. Thomas, right, has works on the Trinity, and obviously he has many works that he's written, but his most famous work is the Summa Theologiae, and that he does use certain things that are more complicated to understand if you don't understand metaphysical terminology, such as Scholastic metaphysics, okay, which derive from Aristotelian metaphysics in a sense, okay? So we're going to get into good books to read on Scholastic metaphysics and learn what Thomists mean when they say substance, form, matter, accidents, improper accidents, proper accidents, stuff like that. Now, you guys may be wondering, like, what is this, right? So, in metaphysics, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is the study of being, okay? Everything that is. So, we can study God because he's a being, right? We can study humans because they're a being. We can study animal, whether it's a cat, dog, whatever. You guys get the point, right? So we're going to get into metaphysics a little bit. So now, this is my list that I have, and let me make it clear. The list that I have of the books of the Trinity that I will be giving out, okay, are these. They're not in order as into like, this number one is better than all the other ones. I recommend this one first. No. I just meant to put this because they're just in order. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have one to be like, this one's better than the other. No. But first and foremost, I want to begin with this book. It's a great introduction by a really smart Thomist, okay? So with this being said, this guy is so good that a lot of people have learned things from him, and including me, okay? So this is the book right here that I recommend you guys buy, and it's really good. Now, if you don't have the money to purchase it from Amazon or whatever, or wherever they sell it, right, I recommend you guys buy it, download it in a server which I mentioned previously with a video with Damien, right? I don't know if YouTube's gonna get me in trouble for like telling you to pirate stuff, but yeah, so there's a server with a bunch of things, and previously in a different video I told you guys where to find it. So yeah, you can also find this book for free there. Really good introduction works. You don't have to be like this great scholastic theologian, philosopher to understand this book, okay? It's an introduction work, okay? So that is the first book. Now, the same author that made this book has made a second book right here, okay, that I found amazing as well. Now, this one is in more of a Thomistic thought, okay, because obviously it says the Trinitarian theology of St. Thomas Aquinas. So this is more centered around Thomistic thoughts of it, okay? By the way, the Catechism and all these other books are compatible with Thomism, by the way, but this book is just more centered around the Thomistic tradition, which, by the way, guys, I don't know if you knew this, some of you know this, I know for sure, but not everyone, right? That there's different traditions in the Catholic Church of how to think about the Trinity, okay? Now, does this mean that us Catholics can't agree and we have different contradictory views? No. Every view that is permissible by the Church is because they align with the Catholic magisterium, or the Catholic Church, okay? So with this being said, Scotism is valid, Thomism is valid, Swearism is valid, whether they have their traditions that might differ in a certain thing. But they're permissible. They're not heretical. Heretical positions will never be accepted in the Church, okay? But this is more according to the Thomistic tradition, okay? So this book is really good. It's a bit longer than the other one, I believe, but it's really good. A good intro as well. Now, Theology for Beginners by F.J. Sheet. I found it to be a really, really good book. because it's not only, I'll tell you this, guys, it's not only about the Trinity, which it does give analogies for the Trinity, not heretical ones, obviously, but it does give explanations of it. And this is the book, okay? This is the cover, and it just, if you're a person that's into theology but you don't know where to begin, and you think you're a beginner, um, well, you are a beginner. But with that being said, read this book. It's Theology for Beginners, a good intro to theology, and it has a bit about the Trinity and other things of the church. You guys will absolutely fall in love with this, okay? This is the one I got, this cover. This cover is also valid, by the way, so I would recommend buying whichever one you want. I don't really care, but this one is good. But yeah, this is, a lot of my friends have this one, though. I'm kind of the odd one and just got that one. But other than that, it has really good analogies. Including like how, well, it's analogies about paternity and filiation. So paternity, if you don't know what it means in Latin, is the word for pater, which is father, and filiation is a word in Latin for the son. So paternity and filiation, which are obviously names for the father and the son. Now they're not just names, don't get me wrong, but it's too deep. You guys won't understand if you don't have a good metaphysical background, which is why I'm going to give you books for it. But here we go, okay? So the other one that I'm going to bring up is metaphysical. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff, the metaphysics, okay? Now here's where you'll learn more things about paternity, filiation, spiration, all these other things, which St. Thomas will talk about. Now, to understand these things, you're going to need to know a bit of the Scholastic metaphysics, which is why I'm going to give you guys the fun stuff now, which I actually enjoy reading a lot. And as you guys know, a lot of the people that I hang around read this too, like Fanatic Thomist and Damien and other people that will be on the show later on. But we're gonna get into the fourth one. This is the one that's recommended the most in the server, okay? Now, this one, you don't even have to download the PDF from a server. It's literally for free. Like, you could literally find it. And when you find it, right, it's literally on the website. All you have to do, I think, is just create an account. And that's literally it. That's all you gotta do. And you're gonna find it, right? That's all you have to do. Create an account and you could just read it online. But anyways, this is the book, right? This is the cover. The ABC of Scholastic Philosophy, okay? This is a really good book. This is the one that you're gonna find for free. Click this link. This is the cover. Click this link right here. Make an account and read it for free, okay? Now, if you want to buy it off Amazon, this is, this is the one, okay? But I recommend you read the PDF for free. Why, spend money unless you want a physical cover, then go ahead and do what you want. But yeah, this book is gonna be very good. And what is metaphysical things? Again, so I'm going to explain. There's going to be certain things that St. Thomas will use that you guys might not be familiar with. And not just St. Thomas, other scholastics might use certain words like this that you might not know the meaning of it. So, how many of you are curious about learning about transubstantiation, the Trinity, or other things? Okay, these books are going to help you understand certain things. Because when St. Thomas uses the words substance, form, matter, accidents, improper accidents, proper accidents, you're not going to understand any of that unless you have a metaphysical comprehension of it, okay? So this book, right, is going to help you do that. And I'm going to give you another one that is the one that I started with personally. It's part of the analytical tradition, okay? But this one's is good for, to learn as well. This is the number one recommended in the server. But the one I recommend as well is a great analytical one, okay? And the one I recommend is this one by a contemporary scholar of today's day and age. The guy's a genius. I personally like him. Now, yeah, so also read that one. Now this one you can also get for free in the server, but I personally bought the physical cover because why not? Okay, this one is called Scholastic Metaphysics, okay, by Edward Fazer, which is a modern day Roman Catholic scholar. Okay, he has a PhD in philosophy. He knows what he's talking about. A great analytical. Okay, so this book is really good, really good. It explains a lot of things here. Edward Fazer, Scholastic Metaphysics, a Contemporary Introduction. Okay, this is my favorite one for people who want to learn Thomistic analytical tradition. Okay, now, if you're wondering, will this teach me how to understand the Trinity correctly and other doctrines like transubstantiation and other things like that? Yes, it will. And not only that, it'll give you reasons for why not to reject divine simplicity and stuff like that, because you're going to need this to refute other heretical beliefs and to obviously prove your own. Now, this book is going to give you arguments against, there's not a chapter that says this is against Islamic God or whatever, but it does give you arguments that if a Muslim attacks our God on the Trinity on certain aspects, you could flip the arguments on them by reading this book, because it gives arguments for why our position makes sense. Okay, just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, this is the top 5 books I recommend, 6 books including the Catechism, but this is the top 5 that I recommend. And yeah, so I would recommend you guys starting with metaphysics. Sorry, don't start with metaphysics, but when you do start with metaphysics, you want to start with this intro, or the ABC one. And obviously, the number 1 book I recommend you guys read, I'm going to reiterate it again: the Catechism. Read the Catechism. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Okay, and make sure you like and subscribe for more of these videos, and let me know what other videos you guys want, because I'm going to bring more people on the show, and I want to know what you guys want. So yeah, I hope you guys read this book and ask questions in the comments, man. See you guys later.